An unfortunate incident happened in the house of Becky and Aaron. Armed robbers attacked them in the house and took advantage of Becky. She was randomly slept on by all the men who came to attack them. This left a very sour scar on Becky and even Aaron. Some few months after the incident, Aaron walked out of the house and never came back. Becky has been calling the husband for years, months. No avail. One day, Becky saw Aaron with another woman and approached them and said, "Aaron, what are you doing here?" Aaron quickly said, "I will talk to you, I will call you." Then, some weeks later, Aaron went to the house they both owned. They are a married couple. Becky was confused. And in the state of this confusion, Aaron said, "You know what? At this point, I need to come clean. Yes, we are married. But that unfortunate incident left a very sour mark in my whole life. And with that regard, we are in an open marriage." Becky was confused and asked, like, "What do you mean open marriage?" Aaron quickly said, "You know what? I am seeing someone else at this moment just to clear my head. Whatever happened to you during that incident, I can't see you the same way as my wife again. And if you know what that means that you can do whatever you want, just like I can do whatever I want. I can't get over the incident. So, yes, we are still married, but in an open marriage." Becky immediately said, "Look, we can work this thing out. Yes, it was an unfortunate incident, but it's been almost a year. For how long are you going to punish me for something I know nothing about? We were both attacked, and I was the victim here. Why? I was raped by not just one man, but multiple men. I'm hurting and I need you by my side as my husband." Aaron said, "You know what? I don't care. I just told you that I'm in a relationship." "Well, if you can't understand, I don't know how to explain it to you." Becky knelt down, begged Aaron, but that did not even convince Aaron to listen to his wife. Then Aaron left the house. Becky was left all alone. She could not understand what was happening. At this point, she has to take life as it is. Becky was in shock, and for some few months, she has left herself unattended. She looked tattered, rough, and very unput together and unappealing. She continued to live in this state until her in-law came to the house and saw her and said, "What exactly is wrong?" Becky explained everything. Her mother-in-law called the son Aaron, but the son went on to say the same thing and said, "This marriage is over. Or should I say, it's an open marriage. I've already explained everything." The mother-in-law could not understand. Immediately said, "Look, it seems my son is done. I know what happened to you is unfortunate, but I think you need to pick up yourself up and look yourself again. Maybe, just maybe, that might attract him back. You know, you can't keep drowning in what happened to you. You need to pick up yourself." Becky took the advice seriously and started to pick up herself, dressed up, and started applying for jobs. Aaron, on the other hand, is dating a lady called Jessie. Jessie knows that Aaron is still married, but he has assured her that he is getting a divorce very soon. Jessica kept pressing on and said, "Look, you need to get this divorce done quickly so that I can introduce you to the world. Because as of now, you already know that it seems like I'm dating a married man." Aaron said, "I understand, but don't worry. We will divorce as soon as possible." Jessica said, "You need to be fast with it." One day, Becky got a call from a company where she applied, and when she got there, the boss called Bolaji said, "You are employed." Becky said, just like that, "Yeah, your qualification is enough. What else do you want? Don't you want the job?" Becky was shocked, but immediately took it and was happy. After some few months, Becky and Bolaji became very close at work and exchanged a lot of good pleasantries. Bolaji started developing feelings for Becky without knowing any trace of relationship history from Becky. But Becky, on the other hand, was not seeing her boss in that light. One day, Bolaji had a very smooth conversation with his friend Aaron, and Bolaji received a call from Becky. He had a smooth and laughter conversation on the phone. After ending the conversation, Aaron asked, "Who were you talking to?" Bolaji explained that he employed a young lady called Becky some few months ago, and she is very diligent, very funny, and interesting woman. Immediately, Aaron said, "It seems like you're interested in her." "Well, I am interested in her, but I haven't told her yet. I don't know what she's always uptight when it comes to relationship and anything like that. So I'm just giving her a little space before I open up finally." Well, Aaron said, "Well, you need to be sharp. You know me. I do not waste time when it comes to women. You already know the history I have." Bolaji said, "Well, I know the history, but I'm not you, so I'm going to take my time." Immediately, Aaron said, "Well, everybody and the way they navigate things." Just after that brief meeting with Bolaji and Aaron, one day, Aaron decided to visit Bolaji in the office and saw Becky. To his surprise, he could not believe it. He asked, "What the hell are you doing here?" What the hell are you doing here? He was shocked and could not comprehend how Becky is in Bolaji's office, one of the top companies in the country. Becky said, "I work here." "What?" Immediately, Aaron went to Bolaji's office and said, "Who is the lady working with?" Bolaji said, "She is the lady I talked to you about a few days ago that I employed her. Becky, have you met her?" Aaron said, "Yes, I have met her." "Okay, so do you know her?" Immediately, Aaron denied the wife and said, "Oh no, she seems familiar, but I don't think I know her." "Okay, so that's fine then. She's a very interesting lady, like I told you." Aaron could not believe it. As he was leaving the office, he confronted Becky and said, "Look, you need to quit this job immediately." And when I say immediately, I mean now. Becky said, "No, this is my life now. You are free to do what you want to do, and I'm free to do what I want to do. What do you mean I need to quit?" Becky said, "You said we are in an open marriage, right? So why did you think you can control me now?" Aaron couldn't believe that. His wife now has a lot of power and authority. Well, he thinks he's losing his power over Becky, so he wants to retrace his step. Aaron left the office angrily and went to meet Jessica, not happy. Jessica saw the very distinct expression on his face and said, "Aaron, are you okay?" Aaron could not say a word and said, "Well, I am okay." Immediately, Jessica said, "You know what? I have invited my brother, and he said he's coming with plus one. I don't know who that person is. So what is going to happen is that we are having a dinner in my house. So just prepare and be around." Aaron said, "No problem." On the day of the dinner, Becky and Bolaji came to the dinner. Surprisingly and shockingly, Aaron could not believe it and said, "Bolaji, you came with Becky. Are you guys an Etim or what?" Bolaji said, "No, but I mean, if she wants to be, why not? I'm interested." That as a joke. Becky also laughed about it, but Aaron was not finding it funny. Becky, Aaron, Bolaji, and Jesse had a very very awkward actually, dinner where all of them were speechless. And at this point, everybody was reading the signs that no, maybe something is wrong. After the dinner date, Jesse immediately approached Becky and said, "Look, I know you. You are the wife of Aaron, and I don't think you know me. Well, Aaron planned to divorce you soon, so just stay away from Aaron. And I don't know what you're doing with my cousin. You need to stay away from my cousin Bolaji. Becky was shocked and said, look, I'm not here for trouble. I'll work with your cousin. He's a good boss. If you don't know, I am still married to Aaron, and we are in an open marriage. He can do whatever he wants. I don't care anymore. You know, and as for your cousin, he hasn't asked me out yet. And even if he does, I'm not interested in him. So, yeah, you can keep your way. As Jesse was threatening Becky, Bolaji walked in and said, is there any problem? Immediately, Becky said, well, no problem. Jesse also said, no problem. And they walk away. Aaron saw the signs and said, Bolaji, I want to talk to Becky for a second. But Becky said, I'm not interested. I don't know you. Why do you want to talk to me? Bolaji and Becky left. After some few days, Aaron approached Becky and said, look, I want you to stay away from Bolaji. I think he's interested in you. Becky said, why do you care? Well, you know what? I think it's time for us to divorce. I've told my lawyers to prepare the papers and will be issued to you very soon. In fact, in the next few days. After that hot confrontation between Aaron and Becky, few days after, Aaron received the divorce papers from Becky. He couldn't believe it. But Jesse was happy, saying, look, I mean, it's about time. Why don't you sign the divorce paper? What are you waiting for? Becky said, you know some of the properties are in my name. Well, I mean, your lawyers would know what to do with them. Why don't you just sign the damn papers? Aaron could not believe that. He's at a crossroad because he's going to be losing a good wife. Anyway, Bolaji, on the other hand, could not hold on to his feelings anymore and expressed them to Becky and said, Becky, I like you. In fact, I love you and I want to marry you. At this point, Becky also had to open up and said, look, I'm not here for a relationship or anything like that. Let me be open up to you and say, look, I know Aaron, he's my husband. In fact, ex-husband, I don't know. I just served him divorce papers and he needs to sign them. I don't know if you know, but yes. Bolaji was shocked and said, I think I could sense the tension, but now that you have opened up, I don't know. But I mean, as you said, you served him divorce papers, so that means technically you are single. Becky didn't want to have any relationship, but she was also having these feelings for Bolaji. After some time, Bolaji and Becky decided to give each other a chance. After all, they are both single anyway. So they started their relationship. Then one day, whilst they are having some good time in the house, Jesse visited the cousin and saw that Becky was in the house. And again, Becky was being attacked by Jesse and said, look, I know what you're doing. You want to sow where you did not reap, right? I told you to leave my cousin alone and you're still with him. Is it because I took your husband from you? You also want to take something from me? Becky said, look, I do not know your cousin. It's just fortunate that we met and he's a good man. Look, and as for Aaron, I've served him divorce papers and it's been weeks. Ask him why he hasn't signed them. I don't want anything to do with Aaron again. Ask him to sign the divorce papers. Immediately, Bolaji walked in and said, Becky, leave, let me talk to my cousin alone. Bolaji warned Jesse to stay away from his woman. After all, he does not interfere in her personal space. And Bolaji said, look, I know you are dating her husband or ex-husband, I don't know. You knew very well Aaron is a married man, but you were dating him. Jessica tried to explain and said, did you ask why he walked out on his marriage? Did you ask him why he left Becky? Well, you need to go and ask him before you end up with somebody who will not love you when the situation and life become tough. I will entreat you to ask him why he left Becky. Jesse was trying to make an excuse, but Bolaji said, look, just go and ask your boyfriend and stay away from my business, and this should be the last time you attack Becky. Okay? Jessica do not believe it and left. Jesse went home and met Aaron. Immediately Aaron said, do you know what? I have signed the divorce papers already. I'm finally free. We can get married. Jessica immediately said, okay, but hold on. You know, I never asked you what happened between you and your wife. Aaron said, that is not important now. What is important now is that we can get married. Jessica said, you have to tell me what happened. Aaron immediately explained everything, and Jessica was disgusted about everything I said. So you left your wife after everything that happened to her on that night. Wait, was it her fault that she was raped by those men? They were armed robbers, for God's sake. You were also attacked, right? So why did you leave? No, wait. So you are telling me that if I married you now and something like that, something similar happens to me in the marriage, you're going to leave me too? Is that what you're saying? Jessica could not believe that Aaron left the wife because men raped her in his presence and did not see the wife in the same light again. Jessica said, so all this while I have been with someone who is so wicked, very selfish to the fellow wife. No, I think I deserve better. Jessica immediately told Aaron that she does not think this marriage can go on again, and she's not interested in marrying someone who will not love her when the lows come, when the unfortunate things happen to her, when she is no more as beautiful as she is now, when she is in her vulnerable state. They will try to explain everything, but JC was done and done. She packed her bag and left. Aaron now lost Jessica and lost Becky. Aaron went to the restaurant just to clear his mind, and unfortunately, he saw Becky and Bolaji walking in, and Bolaji proposed to Becky in the restaurant. Becky accepted and became a couple, walked out, and Aaron could not believe that he lost a girl just because of his own selfish and wicked interest. Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recap.